What is up, all my hope healers and hope dealers? My name is Kim, and welcome to my YouTube channel, my PhD, my prison history diploma. I did 10 years and 8 months in Florida Department of Corrections, and I've been out for over 15 years now. So I wanted to do this video. It's really important to me to put this message out there. Yesterday I was communicating with this amazing woman, and she opened up to me that her son Jesse has been addicted to drugs for quite a while now, and he's actually been homeless and on the streets in Arizona on fentanyl. And I am asking all of us collectively that watch this video right now to please pray for Jesse. His mom absolutely loves him, and it breaks my heart to know that this mom loves him, and she knows that there's not much that she can do unless he reaches out for help. So I just ask that all of us just think, positive thoughts, prayer, whatever you want to call it, meditation, that Jesse has a moment of clarity and he calls his mom asking for help, because his mom is willing to give him the help if he asks for it. And also, for all the addicts that are out there suffering right now, and alcoholics, let's just put them in our meditation and prayers as well. I firmly believe that, prayers, meditation, it absolutely works. And that's what we're here to do collectively as hope healers and hope dealers, is to put out positivity into the world. I've said it before, one candle can light 1,000. So with that being said, I want to talk about drugs within the system, because as y'all know, I had a female officer business deal where she was bringing me in marijuana, green, devil's lettuce, whatever you want to call it, and that gave me the capabilities to smoke bad weed, smoke my friends out, and sell it. It kept the ship floating, and I'm grateful for that officer, and I'm actually grateful for weed. I feel like weed is a plant. It's a beautiful plant. It is a medicine. But I do want to talk about the harder drugs that were in the system. Now, here's the thing. I did my time in many prisons in the state of Florida. I got shipped quite often. I went, from Ocala area all the way to south. And I will tell you that the drugs were not prevalent. They weren't happening, they weren't prevalent. But I will tell you this, the drugs that the psych doctors prescribed probably should have been illegal. I had seen people do what we called in prison the Thorazine shuffle. I've seen people that have just had no feelings whatsoever, no soul left, no vibes left due to the psychotropic medication. Seroquel was a big one in there. Seroquel was widely used in there, and also Thorazine. And I understand that people have mental illness, and I saw it firsthand myself in the system, and I get that. However, I do feel like they overprescribed medication, and it's such a shame. And if y'all think about it, that's literally what goes on in the free world today. We're in an opioid epidemic in the United States of America. I actually watched a YouTube video today about a place in California that I didn't even know existed called Tenderloin. And just the footage that they shot was absolutely unbelievable. They are in a fentanyl epidemic. It did come from originally pharmaceutical companies, as we all know. And most people that I have met that have gotten clean off of opioids, it all starts off with their freaking doctor. Now, here's the thing. We do hear of some doctors that have overprescribed the opioids. that have gone to, you know, through the court system, gone to prison, jail, whatever the case may be. However, you never hear anything about the pharmaceutical companies taking responsibility as of yet. Now, there is one state that they are asking for financial compensation. I think if I remember reading the article correctly, they did get awarded like $450 million, which is a drop in the bucket for the pharmaceutical companies, as we all know. You know, and that just leads me to believe that this epidemic, it's caused by our own hands of our own people. And it's not people that are deemed in it, you know, I mean, if you ask me, I don't like pharmaceutical companies. I'm not a believer in them. You know, as far as that goes, I've heard too many horror stories. I myself walked through a horror story when my doctor prescribed me actually Xanax and Ambien, and it was not a good mix. And I know for a fact that it was easily given to me. And I just feel like these are some things that we miss as people, taking care of the top of the food chain as far as why this epidemic is happening. Now, we're in the throes of the epidemic. You know, people are homeless, people are addicted. And I firmly believe that if our government sincerely cared about our health and our homeless people, instead of having everybody take COVID shots, which they invested millions and millions and billions and blah, blah, blah. The Bill Gates of the world, you guys would actually put rehabs on every corner where these epidemics are hitting. And I say that to you, all of you guys that, oh, I care about the world so much, and you know, and I'm talking about the very wealthiest, the very tip top of the food chain. Like I said, the Bill Gates of the world, the philanthropists. Please, if you really care about our society, invest and put rehabs on the corners of these places like Tenderloin. There's Austin, Texas. It is affecting every piece of America. And it is affecting mothers because they're looking for their children. It's affecting fathers because they are unable to be fathers. It's just horrifying. I will tell you that in a prison in South Florida is the only place that I encountered where there were hard drugs at. They had the crack cocaine, they had the heroin. And, you know, I will tell you that it was like going to a street area and being able to score. I mean, people were selling the crack and the heroin behind the dorms. They had stairs, and people were just selling the drugs like we were in the free world, you know? And I mean, it happens. You know, it is a system where, I'll be honest with you, if the officers can make money, and we're talking money hand over fist because it's double, triple the price in incarceration, then they're gonna make that money. Let's just get real. You know, where do you think the shit comes from? We can't go out there and go score it ourselves. And I'm not saying, I did not do hard drugs in prison, by the way, but I'm just saying the people, the humans that were incarcerated that were addicted to drugs, they couldn't just walk down the street and get it and sell it. It was coming in from staff. Okay? And that's just the reality of it. Now, this is the only prison that I did see it happening. Now, there was a privately owned prison that I went to. Drugs wasn't the problem. They were actually selling cigarettes because it was a Clean Air Act. When I went to that prison, it was the only prison that was a Clean Air Act in Florida at that time. The officers were definitely capitalizing as well off of that. So it was, if I remember correctly, it was like $10 a cigarette, $200 a carton, or $200 a pack, $1,000 a carton. So, you know, the officers didn't even have to bring anything like super illegal in. All they had to do was bring cigarettes in, boom, boom, they were making money hand over fist. That is reality. And it was run by CCA, and as y'all know, private prisons is the new big thing. So I just want to put this message out there that, you know, for anybody that's suffering right now, you know, I want you to know that there are people out there that seriously care about you. And seriously, I know for a fact that underneath that addiction, there is a beautiful spirit waiting to come out and love the next person through the addiction. That's what addicts do, man. They reach their hand in and they pull the next person out when they get clean and sober. And I know that there's a lot of lost souls out there that really want the help. I mean, if you watch these interviews and, you know, some people are like, oh, I don't know if I can get clean right now. Like, I'm scared. You know, I remember, and I was just doing Xanax and cocaine, and thank goodness I never ever touched fentanyl or heroin. But I know that when I was using cocaine and Xanax, I wasn't happy. I would have done anything to not use at that point in my life. It was just a hamster wheel. So I can only imagine, because heroin and fentanyl is very physically addicted, so I can only imagine the hell that these people go through. And they're so scared to get clean and sober. And I remember I used to say, I can't live with it and I can't live without it. And that's where those people are right now. So to all my hope healers and hope dealers, I just want to put out there, you know, as a team, as hope healers and hope dealers, you know, please, by all means, don't forget to think about, pray, meditate about those people that are out there that are still sick and suffering today due to addiction. And keep in mind, anybody that's watching this that has never had those kind of issues, there's a lot of people out there that are on the streets right now because their doctor chose to deal the pharmaceutical legal drugs to people that, and then they ended up addicted, and then it just destroyed families. And to the pharmaceutical companies, I just want to tell you that you guys suck. You guys suck. And, you know, there's better ways of people being able to heal themselves than those stupid pharmaceuticals. Those are just not, it's not healthy for a human. I mean, there's superfoods out there. There's goji berries, there's grapes, there's grounding, like getting one with the universe, the earth. You know, there's so many things that our body needs to stay structured and strong that has been, you know, we've been, I cannot speak for everybody, that I was brainwashed I didn't need. I always wore tennis shoes, never walked on grass barefoot. You know, it's crazy because if you go back to our ancestors, they walked around barefoot and connected with the earth. So, you know, there's some things that I'm thinking about today. And again, you know, my heart goes out to you, Jesse, and please have that moment of clarity. You know, united we stand, divided we fall. And, you know, to all my people in recovery and to all my people that were formerly incarcerated and to all my people that are incarcerated right now, we are a special tribe and I love every single one of you. And again, Jesse, please, please, please have that moment of clarity. Your mom is waiting for you, and she's waiting for you with open arms and love. All my hope healers and hope dealers, I love every single one of you, and may you have a beautiful evening. Teddy and I just got back from the beach. It's about to rain here, so we are kind of hunkered down for the night, but I love all of y'all. Thank you so much.